Hey Ma, what are we making today?
We're making lasagna with butternut squash, sausage, and bechamel sauce. Stay tuned for the recipe. Hello everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making of course it's delicious butternut sausage lasagna with a bechamel sauce. It's very full flavors, it's warm, it's delicious, and it keeps so well in the fridge even for the next day or to freeze it. So we have Thanksgiving right around the corner. These are great recipes that go with all that full theme of the season. Don't get overwhelmed, you know, I go slowly. It's going to be like a couple different things. So the first thing is going to be to cook the butternut squash, and we have the extra virgin olive oil, an onion, some sage leaves. So that's one thing. The second thing is we're going to be making a bechamel sauce. Oh, I forgot to pull out the butter, but I will. So we have milk, which is 4 cups, a little bit under a liter, and we have flour, and I'm gonna pull out the butter. Now, also we're going to be sauteing sausage. I'm using a chicken sausage. You could use a pork sausage, would be perfect. And we have the white wine. Lo dobbiamo sfumare con vino bianco. And then we're going to be layering it with mozzarella, fresh Parmigiano, Reggiano. Pecorino Romano is not ideal like the Parmigiano is because it's a sweeter cheese and it has so much nuttiness that goes very well. A little bit di noce moscata, and I'll talk about the spices in a second. And when you're not making your own lasagna sheets, I love Giovanni Rana. It's straight from Italy, it's no bake. It really, again, homemade is the best, but Giovanni Rana sure helps. Anyway, let's get started. We're gonna go right over to the stove and we start with the butternut squash. Heat on low because you don't want to burn the onion, you're just sauteing them. So I'm going to add just a couple tablespoons of the olive oil. Okay, now the onions go in. And what I'm also going to add is the sage leaves. Let the onions sweat for 4 or 5 minutes until they get golden, but be careful not to burn them. They're nice and golden. Let's go ahead and add the butternut squash. I'm going to add a little water in, lower your flame, and the lid goes right on top. Let it cook, I'm gonna say 20 to 30 minutes until it's very tender so we could puree it. And now I'm gonna start making the bechamel. Low heat, butter goes right in, and let it start melting. Butter is melted. I want you to be close because I want to show you exactly what I do so you don't have a lumpy bechamel. Flour is in now, and we're gonna start stirring. See that? Just stir, and you have like a little paste. Now, what you're going to do, the flame should be on low. You're going to add the milk a little bit at a time. Okay, that's it. And now stir again till it becomes a paste again. Keep adding the milk a little bit at a time. I'm going to go ahead and add all the milk because it's nice and smooth and it's not going to create any lumps. Now, you're going to have to be, it's a little tedious, but you got to stand here until it all thickens up. A little tip on spices, always try to get the whole spice. Like this is nutmeg, here it is. And what happens is you could keep it for years in the cabinet, but if you already buy the powder, within a year it's no longer, it loses its fragrance. So I have a little grattugia, a little grater. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and grate the nutmeg right into the bechamel. A little bit goes a long way, so don't overdo it. Let's add the salt and the fresh cracked black pepper. Now, just a second, I want to talk about the pepper. This Colin Mason, it's the gourmet tri-color. I just want to show it to you in my hands. This is what it looks like. This takes pepper to the next level. It has a smokiness to it that's absolutely wonderful, wonderful aroma. It just came to a boil, it's perfect. Now, don't think it's loose, because what's gonna happen is when it sits, it thickens up. Here, I just wanna show you the thickness of the bechamel sauce. Out of the pot, because it's gonna keep cooking, it's gonna thicken up too much. So, and I want it to be like this. This is the way it needs to be. I want to show you, this side was already sticking, so best to just remove it. It stops the cooking, and then it's ready to assemble. If this cooked through, yeah, this is cooked through too. Water left, don't worry, because once you puree it with the immersion blender, it'll just become a cream, and that extra water is not a problem at all. And here it goes. If you don't have the immersion blender, what you could use is a potato masher, a manual potato masher. In the frying pan, I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're going to start adding the sauces. Just keep chopping it with, I like to use a flat wooden spoon, so like that it breaks up the chunks. Let's add the salt. Fresh cracked black pepper. See all that color on the side? That's all flavor. And that's exactly what you want, because when we add the wine, look at that, look at that. See that? There you go. Un profumo in cucina. When the wine evaporates, that's the only time I don't put my hood on, because the house smells fabulous. Now, once the wine evaporates, I will move over to the table and we'll put this lasagna together. First layer is going to be bechamel, so go ahead, add some ladles, and then just spread it with a spatula like this. Okay. So let's go ahead and start adding our lasagna sheets. Now, don't worry, they do expand, so it's okay if there's a little space in between. What's great about these pasta sheets, you could go ahead and just cut them right down the middle, and I'm going to do this. Now, let's go ahead and add a layer of the butternut squash. I find it easier to spread with a spoon than with the spatula. Sausage right on. Bella grattugiata di Parmigiano Reggiano, and be generous. Go ahead and add more sheets. Let's go ahead and add more bechamel. Let's add the mozzarella. Parmigiano. Let's cover it with more of the lasagna sheets. The remainder of the butternut squash. Okay, so here it goes. Now, I told you about the peppers. I'm gonna add a little bit more, because that smoky flavor really is a perfect match for this lasagna. More Parmigiano. So we have total 4 layers, and that's why I like it. Make sure that your lasagna tray, the width doesn't matter depending how large you need it, but what's very important with the lasagna trays is they need to be at least 3 inches high. That's the important part. Final layer, here we go. Okay, let's finish it off with the top with bechamel. Just spread it evenly. Of course, we want to finish it off with more Parmigiano. Oven on 350, and let's get it baked. Don't forget to cover it. Okay, in the oven about an hour and 15 minutes, and the last 5-6 minutes I uncovered it, and here it is. Now the fun part when we get to taste it. Very important when you make lasagna, it needs to set at least half hour. Otherwise when you open it, everything comes falling out. So we did let this rest, but now everybody's very hungry. Let's go ahead and cut it. Maybe I want you to come closer so we could cut this together. You know, it's always hard to get a pretty slice for the first one. Okay, wow, 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 okay. I want to show you all the different layers we have here. See that? All the different ones that we made. Here's to the best part of the videos when I get to taste it. Delicious. Please make these recipes. It's wonderful. I love the balance of the sweetness of the butternut squash, the creaminess of the bechamel, and then the rustic flavor of the sausage. Just si sposano bene insieme. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. You know what to do. I'm on TikTok too now, which I love. It goes so fast. I enjoy that too. Grazie, alla prossima. Arrivederci. Ciao, ciao.